Witam Państwa na stoisku koncernu Music Group na targach NAMM Show w Stanach Zjednoczonych i chciałem poinformować o tym, że firma Soundtrade została dystrybutorem marki TC Electronics i TC Helicon. Marki TC Electronics i TC Helicon wspaniale uzupełniają naszą ofertę dystrybucyjną. Już wkrótce pojawią się w naszym magazynie. Będziecie Państwo mogli zaopatrzyć się w całą gamę, oczywiście jak zwykle w bardzo atrakcyjnych cenach.
Hi guys, this is Thor from TC Electronic here at the 2016 NAMM Show. We just started the show, and this year we have at TC Electronic we have 3 really cool new products to show you guys. The first up I want to talk about is Ditto X4, which is down here. And Ditto X4 is really our flagship looping product. It takes everything that people know from our existing loopers, Ditto and Ditto X2, and just puts tons of new cool features into it. So let's just check it out really quickly. So here we have the Ditto X4, and even though it looks a little bit daunting, it is actually quite simple. So what you gotta imagine is that if any of you guys know the original Ditto, you know that it's just a one foot switch, one knob pedal. And right here on this side, we actually have the 2 Dittos. So here's Ditto or Looper 1 and Ditto 2, Looper 2, and those 2 can be used in conjunction with each other or separately. So I can have one loop going here and another loop here, or I can add them both together and they'll sync up. Over here on this side, we have a dedicated effects foot switch and 7 effects, and it's very, very simple. You basically just step on the effects foot switch to engage the effect you want to use. If you want to use another one, you just select them over here. Here we have a dedicated stop foot switch, which obviously is great for guys who want to, perform looping live. It's nice to be able to stop the loop immediately when you want to. And this one right here is a new knob that we came up with that's quite cool. It's a decay knob, and the best way to explain it is that typically when you use looping and you use overdubbing, adding more overdubs is like adding more layers to a cake. At some point the cake gets too high, or in the case of music, you get too many layers and it gets cluttered. With the decay knob, backing it down will actually take away the first overdubs you did as you add new ones, so you can kind of morph the loop over time, which is a really, really cool creative thing to do. On the back here, going over that quickly, there's stereo in and out, true stereo, so you can actually plug a guitar and bass into the inputs and have them go out to 2 separate amps and it'll be totally separate. There's also MIDI in and out, which is great. So you can sync up Ditto X4 to say Ableton Live or your favorite DAW or a drum machine or whatever. And last but not least, we have 4 little dip switches here. And those basically allow you to customize the pedal. So performing live with a looper is something that's very personal, and the looper has to work with you. And with the dip switches, you can change how the pedal works. So for example, if you prefer to have, when you record a new loop, if you prefer to have it go record, play, and then overdub, you can set it to that, but you can also switch it to go record, overdub, play. So it's just little things like that you can really customize the pedal to make it work for you. So I guess that's Ditto X4. So the next product we're showing here is the BonaFide buffer, and it's a very, very simple pedal. In fact, you might not even call it a pedal because it doesn't have a foot switch. And a buffer is something that's it's a little bit hard to explain what it does, but the best way to explain it is really, if you imagine you have very long cables, the more cables you add, it's basically the same as rolling down the tone knob on your guitar. You lose high end and you lose overall tone. What a buffer does is basically it brings all that clarity and niceness that you get originally, brings it back. So even though you have tons of long cables and tons of pedals, it'll sound like you plug directly into your amp. So this is a very simple little tool that'll make a huge benefit on your sound. The last product we're showing here is actually a bass product, and it's our first bass pedal ever. And what we've done is we've taken our award-winning MD3 multiband compression algorithm and we put it in a tiny little pedal. It's super simple. One knob makes it, easy for anybody to control, and it's just an amazing sounding compressor for bass guys. So if you ever tried compressing bass, you'll know that it's very tricky to get the balance right between the low strings and the high strings, because the low strings have a lot more energy. So if you set your compressor right for the low strings, you don't have enough compression on the high strings, and vice versa. Set it right for the high strings, you get too much compression on the low strings. Because SpectraComp is a multi-band compressor, we can actually compress the different frequencies separately and make sure you get an even compression across the frequency spectrum. So it's a very, very nice compressor for bass guys that really should come and check out. So that's what we have new for NAMM. If you're not here, make sure you check out the website and see all the cool stuff.